What's going on, guys? Who is Tunde here? Welcome to another episode of Afrobeats Weekly, your podcast about African music on the continent and the diaspora. We were missing in action last week due to some Nigerian factors, aka I go queue for fuel. I don't see. This is me, like always having like an emergency keg and everything like that. But I don't know. I ran out. I thought it was going to be one of those 3 days artificial, scarcity and everything. But boy, was I wrong. Just trickled and. Anyways, let me know, boy, you guys with full tales. How you guys doing? Another week, another podcast from your favorite duo. Thank you guys for always making us part of your week. What else? It's the Afrobeats Weekly podcast. And if it's your first time listening, welcome. This is the podcast on all things Afrobeats. Thank you guys for clicking and checking us out. Before we get into today's episode, I need you guys to please rate and review us. Engage with the podcast. It helps us grow, helps us get noticed. So as you're listening from your favorite app right now, leave that 5-star rating and comments on whatever app you're using. Thank you very much. On today's episode of Afrobeats Weekly, we'll be discussing Afrobeats slow start. I mean, we've talked about it in bits and pieces, but trying to delve into what's happening. Should we be worried? Should we not be worried? All that kind of stuff. And as usual, new songs for the week, turntable chats, and all that other good stuff. How you doing, show? Apart from food poisoning that wants to kill you.
Yo, man. Yo, I'm good now. I'm good, but it was a rough 2 days.
I don't tell you within because of your food poisoning. Just take note and act accordingly. You won't be poisoned.
It's okay. We're back now. The devil's a lie.
The devil is a lie. For me, as I said, it was a week of looking for fuel here and there and listening to Dana like us. I think that was what make my fuel sojourn and queue good, because I was just listening to I abandoned all the Afrobeat song and I was just dissecting all the beat song. Sometimes I just listen from the beginning. That's Kendrick and Drake for all you people listening. I'll just start from the beginning and go track song by song, and I'm like, God, why didn't Davido and just bust this kind of? Is it because they're not rappers that they can't just go in the studio and say, your voice is crooked enough? Say, you kind of thing.
You're nearly down.
Yeah, nearly down. Give us bars now. It's not because you guys are not rappers that you can't just go into the studio instead of tweet fighting every year and renewing the beef.
Yo, every single year that beef is renewed.
Kiss and makeup. Next thing, we just see one will just sub one, the other one will just come and sub the other one, and I'm like, why you guys should act like grown-ups, man. Act like an adult for once. Anyway, that's how I be going though. Beef and fuel scarcity issues, and that's pretty much it. I guess that's the normal, ins and outs of a Nigerian. Anyways, you guys should write us. No fan mail this week. Send us messages at fanmail@afrobeatspod.com. That's AFROBEATSPOD.com. Let's get into the news making the rounds this week, and we are kicking off with Tems announcing release date for our album Born in the Wild, and also at all. Tems has announced June 7th as the release date for her debut album Born in the Wild. She made this announcement on her X account where she wrote, "This is my most special moment. Everything I have, I put into this. Thank you all for believing in me. Born in the Wild, June 7th. She also announced a world tour, and you can get tickets at leadingvibes.com. Don't bother if you're Nigerian. We know that tour schedule now for sure. Not even the last leg. Actually, people say, you know what? I've done all this, so let me just come home and give us a cocktail. We know they're there.
Yeah, but you're gonna be there though. You know that. You guys are gonna get your own show. It'll be a special one,
When in December, where everybody is struggling. Well, anyways, I think that's topic for another day in terms of world tour and all those kind of things. Yeah. Topic for another day. But for now, We're not there. It's Canada, Europe, all these other countries. I think Japan or one of those Asian countries. I'm like, Asian country before Nigeria? Hey, let's move on to the next news. And this is a bit of good news. But in comparison, also good news. But, good news if you look at it in the grand scheme of things. Nigerian artists earned over 25 billion naira in Spotify royalties in 2023. Spotify announced that the number of Nigerian artists earning over 10 million naira in royalties has quadrupled since 2018. According to the 2024 IFPI report, the sub-Saharan African market boasts the world's fastest growing music revenue with a staggering 24.7% growth increase. Spotify launched its annual report loud and clear to increase transparency in the music industry by sharing data on its royalty payments and breaking down the global streaming economy, the players, and the process. If you love data, I would recommend you checking it out. It's checking the report out. It's loudandclear.bySpotify.com. Very interesting. You see a lot of numbers and charts and stuff like that. But the key takeaways on Nigerian music streaming include streaming royalties for Nigerian artists on Spotify alone exceeding 25 billion naira in 2023. That's double the prior year. That's a 2,500% increase. I don't even think anything I've heard anything increase by 1,000. So 2,500 increase since 2017. The number of Nigerian artists earning over 10 million naira in royalties quadrupled since 2018. Over half of these royalties went to independent artists or labels, showcasing the democratization of power of streaming. Spotify's listeners discovered Nigerian artists nearly 950 million times in 2023. Nigerian artists own over 80% of the tracks featured on Nigerian daily top 50 charts in 2023, and over 1,400 Nigerian artists were added to Spotify editorial playlist in 2023. So there seemed to be a growth in terms of numbers, but I know that is it the top? I don't have the statistics, but let me just throw it out there. Maybe the top 5%. The big guys, or the guys that are raking in the billions are, maybe mainly the ones getting all this royalties. So the Ayras, the Remas, the Joe Boys, all those big guys. But at the same time, it's still a good thing if you look at it on the larger picture. That means, there's still the ear and eyes out for Afrobeats and everybody's still interested. So we are still growing. So let's just segue into today's topic nicely. With all this increase here, increase there, a lot of folks, let me know, like Tunde included, are worried about Afrobeats this year. I know we've talked on this, but not like extensively. So the problem is, a majority of people are scared that there's no major hits yet, and summer is almost here. And most importantly to me, there's no breakout star yet. I mean, someone was joking the other time that Nas Boy is the only breakout star this year, and I looked at him and I was like, you might be right. I mean, you just might be right. So is it a cause for concern, or are we just panicking over nothing? What do you think?
I think we're panicking over nothing.
Okay.
And the reason is, I think like the two biggest albums that are coming out in summer, coming out just before the summer.
Yeah.
FYI, Tems album was supposed to come out like last week.
Yeah, rumor. Let me not start the rumor that they are starting, but some parts of Twitter's sphere, and they're like, she moved it because of Ayra Starr, but that's not trying to force competition. I'm just saying what some people were saying.
But you know why it was moved, right?
Why was it?
It was moved because the entire week was for Drake and Kendrick, man. Everybody moved. Everybody's like, a whole bunch of people were supposed to drop on Friday, and they didn't drop. So everything moved because of that whole thing.
But that makes sense. So it makes sense because to be honest, you might have Drake. Well, I don't know, Shao, but I'm just hoping she has Drake on the album somewhere, and she just didn't want to take away from that moment. But yeah, continue.
It's also that exactly. So a whole bunch of them moved, and so they're all now dropping. Like Ayra is dropping just before June. Tems is dropping in June. So these are the two, I would say, most anticipated albums right now. They're gonna drop this summer. Period. So it just so happens that these albums are coming out in the summer. There's still a bunch of other people that are still dropping that will still come out in the summer. Of course, Wizkid, it's coming out back in the summer. Exactly. Davido just I think he has a single that he's working on.
He has been tweeting different lyrics. I'm like, you remain lyrics for your album now. You're just tweeting all the lyrics for the album.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are all these other things and all these other hits that are coming out. Of course, the South African the remix is coming on. That's with Burna. Yeah. So I mean, everything's just coming late. That's just it. It's not. There's nothing to it. It's just that everything's coming late, and you also have to think in part that before most of these acts were, everybody was just in Nigeria releasing their music how they wanted to release their music.
Yeah.
But now everybody's attached to some sort of international distribution and all that, and everybody there has a nice calendar that they must follow. So we suffer from that. Yeah. However, on the part of a new act busting into the scene and all that.
Yeah.
Then we have what's his name again? Falake guy. What's his name? Tems,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
there's maybe King Madi.
I mean, yeah, exactly. King Madi was last year, but she's still, bubbling up. So, I mean, there's still some people, It's just that we don't have that one hit that everybody's hey, this is the person.
Yeah, that we attached to an emerging artist.
Yeah, but I think those guys I think two of them are bubbling acts. So that's my take.
I don't know, man. I mean, for me, it's just one side of me is panicking, so I'm not going to lie. But the other side is just all these new musical genres just undergo periods of experimenting. And I think Afrobeats is no exception. We've tried with the log drums and everything, so I guess people are kind of tired. So we're just looking for that new sound and how we can incorporate it into Afrobeats. So I think it might just take a while to get another sound going this year. People are still exploring different stuff. The breakout stars for me is the one that worries me because I'm very passionate about all these upcoming and breakout stars and everything. And I think it's because of how capital intensive these guys, this King Madi and Tems, I think they are under sub-genres that have major label backing. Has become so crazy to break out an artist. The standard industry price now, I think, to push a single, one single, if you want to do it, you want to sell to radios, it's almost $20,000 and more. So you can imagine how crazy that thing is. How many people can afford that? I swear. I mean, I think it just boils down to the Nigerian factor and everyone trying to eat and overpricing everything. You go to radio will collect. You go to content creator, those ones. another one entirely. You go to TV, play my song, they'll collect their own. Marketing budgets is just insane. And I'd be lying if I said, this is the solution to it. And no, but every day I just think about that. I'm just weak, how this guy is going to survive? How are we going to push this culture forward if new guys don't break out? But for the new guys to break out, some more, the prices I'm seeing are just the fear. So I don't know, man. That's what I'm scared about. I'm not really scared about the death in quote of Afrobeats and everything. I'm just scared about the guys that are coming after. How are we helping them? And I know that.
And there's another funny story. Yeah. So it's so you've mentioned the amount that people have to put in. It's break a star, and then also think about it that there's some people that wanna break an artist, but you also have to think about in 3 years time now, is this artist gonna turn around and say, hey, look. I'm out of here.
I swear to God, I'm currently helping to negotiate something like that too. But the guy's big fear too is more. If all these things work out in 3 years, when the person says he's leaving or the person succeeds,
exactly.
So it's, I don't know, man. It's just but I just told him I tell everybody that wants to invest in music. Look, with music is I'm not going to say 50-50. Just look at it 30-70. 30 that you make it, and 70 that so if you are good with those odds. You have money set aside. Just know that okay, you have a certain amount of money set aside to push somebody. Just use it, and at the back of your mind, just know that it may come back, it may not come back. But if you are bent on it coming back as an investment and it doesn't, you are going to hurt you more. That's what I just told the person, and the person was like, okay, think about it. So let's see, because it's just crazy. It's a crazy investment. Like if it was just based off of talent alone, like in breaking an artist, then everybody like no record label will be poor, no record label will be, cutting ties with artists. But you can have all the talent in the world and not blow. You may have not have all the talent in the world and blow. So music it's not 5 and 6. just going with what. But again, I just always say, just take care of the music first. Then there will be other thing in terms of okay, you don't have talent, you have talent. If the music is good, and God say, this is your time, and it's your time. Anyways, I don't think we really should be worried about the Afrobeats phase. Like Show said, it's still early stages, and I know the girlies are coming to save us.
Girlies are coming to save us, man. I'm telling you.
Are coming to save us. And I saw something, I think yesterday or today, that Ayra Starr is now the most listened to person on Spotify, and she has surpassed Rema. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very nice one, man. She's still
possibility, man.
She's still going to break that record with her new. While Rema is still cooking, the more records she puts out, the higher she just climbs, and maybe somebody else will come again. But yeah. Anyways, that's that about Afrobeats. Don't give up hope. Let's move on to new song we listened to this week, and we have Stubborn by Asake. Victony and Asake. I don't know who's featuring. I think Victony is featuring Asake. This one was produced by Kitizo. Anytime I say Kitizo, Nana is always like, I don't know what the pronunciation is, but I think it's Kitizo. Nana has told me this pronunciation before, but I'm just laughing anyway. And won't mind. It's a collab I really never saw coming, but I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Both of them brought their elements into the song, and I think it worked very well. I've been bumping it since I bumped it first on Friday. So yeah, I like it. Stubborn by Victony and Asake.
I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn. Yo, man. So another thing, Victony has my favorite song of the year. With everything.
I like that song
so far. We're 5 months in, and Victony still reigns supreme for me. This doesn't miss the beats. Nice, slow, mellow jam that will be on my playlist. So shout out to Victony.
Shout out Victony. Let's move on to Bad Vibes by Ayra Starr and Asake. Produced by Maestro. This is
you got the name wrong.
How am I mixing everything? Ayra Starr and Seyi Vibes.
Was that a sub? Yo,
it's going to be a song on the album. But it's not Bad Vibes. But yeah, Asake is going to be on the album. Anyways, Ayra Starr and Seyi Vibes. It's produced by Maestro. When I first saw the track list, I was wondering what Seyi Vibes and Ayra Starr will sound like, but to me, Ayra just proved that his generational talent. She even gives us a bit of a rapping flow at the end, and Seyi Vibes just came through and killed it. And I'm really sure it will even sound better on the album when you listen to it, the way it is intended for. So yeah, another song I added on first listen, Bad Vibes by Seyi Vibes and Ayra.
Pure jam, very addictive hook. Everybody's going to be. No, they do Bad Vibes. It's going to be something everybody's going to be saying. Well, clearly it's going to be one of those, TikToks and IG Reel songs. So yeah, shout out to Ayra, man. She's the one that's going to save our summer. I'm telling you, man. Just wait. The end of this month, it's saving the summer for us.
I got no doubt about that. Let's move on to Love Garden by BOJ and Adekunle Gold. This one was produced by Rage. Very smooth song. I mean, if you know BOJ, you already know what to expect. Another song I'm not mad at all. I like it. I like Adekunle's flow on this one. Love Garden by BOJ and Adekunle Gold. What say you?
It's a good song. I'll put it like that. It's a good song. It's not a bad song at all. Like, it's a really good song. It's really catchy. But me, I'm a project person, so I always want to understand will this song fit on a an album or stuff. It just feels like it's just a single just by itself, sitting on its own. So yeah, hopefully, you know, he makes an album surrounding around the sound, kind of like.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I'm surprised it was recorded a while ago for a BOJ project and just maybe didn't make the cut and they didn't know what to do with it and they just kind of like tossed it out there.
I just tossed it out. Yes, that could be something. So, but yeah, I'm not mad at this collaboration at all. Two stellar acts. So, Love Garden, man. You still inside the playlist.
Love Garden by BOJ and Adekunle Gold. Let's move on to Brag by Sarkodie. We're taking a trip to Ghana. This one is already causing a bit of controversy on my timeline because Sarkodie mentioned Nigerian names. Like I think he mentioned Davido, Wizkid, and Burna, but not in like a bad way. But obviously, trust people to just toss everything up and down, which I'm not really mad at. I mean, it's Sarkodie with the flow. I don't know. Do you think? I know Sarkodie is a dope rapper, but do you think he's a dope rapper? I know you understand what I mean. Do you think he's him?
I think he's him. I think he is because he's like his style is his. Like no one can mimic his style. And two, his productions are always stellar. I mean, we reviewed his album like a while back, and it was just like he has the productions, he has the raps, he has nice features. Like, he doesn't really have missteps, to be honest. Yes, it doesn't sound like, you know, like a big hit records and all that, but he does what he does for him being a rapper that, you know, wants to rap and not like, you know, hum and sing up in here. But yeah.
Did you hear the
now down to the lyrics? Now that's the one I don't get. Like, all he said was like he was here before the big three. Like, I mean, before the big three, which is true. Like, he literally was.
Yeah, but you don't trust me. I think it was just one of those Twitter influencers that just started. You know how Twitter, all this music, I like to call it music influencers. Let me just say influencers, but they just, you know, they cause controversy with this stuff and just, you know, run with it. So someone will just tweet something like, oh, he has come for Davido, Wiz, and that's how somebody to just pick it up because he didn't like
literally he didn't say nothing. Yeah, just like, I was here before. And that's it. Everybody.
But then it became a Ghana versus Nigerian thing, obviously. Then I think Dremo dissed him, but I don't know. It's one of those things that
so random, like Dremo, like absolutely so random.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that, you know, like when you are a big rapper and somebody comes for you and you're just like, I beg, I don't have your time. So you need to make it worthwhile. I'm not saying Dremo is not a good rapper, but I don't think Sarkodie, I don't think Dremo is someone Sarkodie should be replying and getting into a beef with. Like, it was, yeah. So that's just my own take. Especially, and all this, like, yeah, you see how what's the name? The game wants to start beef with.
I was just gonna say that.
Like, no reason at all. Like, why?
Like, literally, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, absolutely no reason why Dremo should have picked up his pen and pad, and written a song. Absolutely no reason. So that leads me to the point that either he's bored, you know, doesn't know what to do right now with the time he has on his hand, or I don't know, or maybe he just doesn't like Ghana. But hey,
maybe
we never know.
Maybe Ghana players have shown him, or Ghanaian babes have shown him pepper. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, so those are the songs we listen to this week. Use the hashtag Afrobeats Weekly. Let's know what you're thinking. Let's get into Water and Garri soundtrack by Tiwa Savage. I'm not hearing good things about this movie. I've not seen one good review. I've seen
not a single one.
Not one. I'm telling you, like terrible reviews across board. But I'm so glad it's not the music. The music is not affected in any way because this
absolutely not.
It's a very good album, very good album. Production by Blaze Beats, Pooh Bear, Needles, P Prime, Magic Sticks, and Maestro. And it features Olamide, Asha, Zakari Cortez, Ayra Starr, Black Sheriff, Young John, Richard Bone, and the Cavemen. Like I said, fantastic album for me, from the production to the features. This just sounded like, you know, some thoughts went into it and properly crafted. I know it's a Tiwa album, but unofficially. I just wish this was like an official, Tiwa album and not like a soundtrack, because I feel like all the good music on this one will just go to waste. But that's just me. The feature with Ayra was fire. The one with Asake, the one with that Garri guy. 10 songs, and I think it was only the one with Olamide I wasn't really feeling. Other than that, again, good album, and hopefully, they promote a couple of singles, and let's see if to catch fire. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Yo, man, everything you said, right on the money. This is a really dope album. I would just check this out as her album, that has dropped in 2024, because I don't care. You can't let anything on this album miss. All the way from like just the intro, just the instrumentals.
From the intro, you can just even tell that.
I'm just okay. Yeah. All right, let's sit up. Let's listen. I really did like the Commoner song with like Olamide. Yeah. Of course, Ricardo Banks. Like after I heard the Ricardo Banks song, I'm never gonna lie. Like I started like, oh, what does Ricardo even release this year? Actually, that's how well I like that single or that song. Track 4, of course, the Asha song was dope. Ayra Starr song for sure is a banger. I love that she had like Young John and Ayra Starr on it. Kind of like after they released that song, she was like, yeah, I have nice chemistry with these guys. Let me do it again. So she's on the block. Kilimanjaro is a dope song. Of course, the Water and Garri title track with the Caveman ends out the album. Really good album.
Yeah,
really short too, man. 10 tracks.
Yeah,
it's like 10 tracks. I think it's like 20 something. It's not up to 30 minutes.
I don't think
so. Yeah, man. Easy listen. You love it.
Yeah, easy listen. Like Show says, you're gonna love it. It's almost a money. It's not even almost a money back guarantee. I can tell you. It just felt like a proper album, and I don't know why they made it a soundtrack. But yeah, what's done is done.
I mean, they had to, because the movie was coming out, so it made sense to do that. Like, it's perfect sense to do that. Hopefully, she pushes the album just as well. Forget about the reviews, just forget about the movie reviews. Push the album. Let's get the album out. So yeah.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. That's our review of Water and Garri OST by Tiwa Savage and company. Let us move on to turntable chats this week, and I'm seeing a couple of movements here, new entries here and there. Number 1 has also been bounced. Excuse me. Let's start from number 10. R&B from the R&B album. Ilashe is at number 10. Ruga and Buju. Lona Bella Shmurda is also climbing up one spot at number 9. New entry this week, we have Rodo by Adekunle Gold. Egu by Chike and Mohbad at number 7. Another new entry, Vibez Inc. Muiz and Seyi Vibes with Instagram at number 6. Number 5, we have Adenuga, Joe Boy and King Madi. Number 4, we have Bahamas, Young John. Number 3, Showa by Kiss Daniel. Number 1 last week has dropped. That's A-Side by Shali Poppy. And we have a new number 1 this week, and it's Po by Ruga and Buju. No surprises there. The song is all over my radio and all over my Instagram. So yeah. I think next week-ish we'll be having Tems, we'll be having what's his name? The comedian, the musician. I don't let me know. He was a musician before he became a comedian. But yeah, all those songs that we've been hearing that have been trending this week, I think why they laugh? A couple of them are making to the charts this week. So yeah, there you have it. The turntable chats this week. Let's move on to the 5, and I have, in the spirit of breaking out artist or no breaking out artist, in no particular order, I have my favorite breakout artist over the years, and I'm going to go with Omale at number 1. 2020 was the year I heard a song called You, and it was just so easy that I like, who's this guy with mad ass lyrics and everything. And I found I was a PH guy. I was like, yeah, this guy's going to be here for a long time. And it's low key one of the biggest stars we have now. Like very low key, because when you check his numbers, you're going to be like, what is this? This is insanity. Why are people not talking about it? But yeah, that's Omale. Also have Rema, we went from car freestyles to trap albums. And I think Maven and Jonesy World introduced us to him in 2019. And we've kind of seen what the monster he has become. So yeah, that's Rema. I have Tems, the god of Tems. I think she broke out in 2020 with Essence, but she had put in work over the years with like covers and fantastic songs in 2019. She had, I think, Mr. Rebel, Luku, then she had Try Me, which was like what really pushed her mainstream, and Essence came with Wiz, and everything has been up from there. Asake is another person I have on the list. Another person that put in work before the big signing came. I think he has probably one of the best hit for hit ratio run I've ever witnessed. I'm not even going to lie. He dropped a couple in 2022 with Olamide, and my goodness, all this guy needed to do was just drop a snippet, and it was a hit. Snippets, hits like that. It was just I never seen anything like that before. My final person, I makes the list is Naira Marley as my final breakout star. Love him or hate him, Mr. Controversial, you just had to be there. 2019 was for the Malians and the Malians alone. Controversy after controversy, hit after hits. This guy was, in fact, 2019 was for him. So yeah, those are my 5 favorite breakout hits over the years. Over to you, my G.
All right. Beautiful list. Dope. I would say everybody deserves to be on that list.
Yeah.
So you didn't miss out on anybody. My 5 would be, since you're saying it's a slow year, and I'm gonna be like, these are the albums that will save us this year. These are the albums. These are the artists. These are the artists with albums I think would redeem the Afrobeats. Yeah. At number 1, I'm starting off with who's gonna have like the biggest year. Tems is gonna kick off the year, with technically I won't say she's kicking off the year. Someone else has already kicked off the year.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to that. But Tems, of course, Born in the Wild, June 7th. I think the album's gonna be clearly standout album of the year. That'll be number 1. Number 2, we've said it all the time. Starr, the year I turned 21, is gonna be a banger. 15 track album, whole lot of nice features, to be honest. She's like Anita is like the big star in like Brazil. She has like, so she's gonna have like South America, hits. Of course, she has the Alejandro
like a pop princess era.
I feel like this album is gonna do numbers. It's gonna be everywhere. So I think Ayra Starr number 2. Number 3 is so far right now the best Afrobeats album of the year, Tyler with Tyler. I'm not here to argue with anybody. Tyler, we're putting it, since she won Afrobeats, we're putting it in, man. She's really had pretty much the standout project right now. Dope album, top to bottom. Like, this is I like her because she's a pure brand new artist. This is a brand new artist. This is how I want to hear your sound. Everything is stellar album, 14 tracks. Can't go wrong with that. At number 4 is just because, we expect him to drop, and he has stated that Morayo is going to be a different album, not Afrobeats, but unfortunately he's still an Afrobeat artist, so anticipating the Wizkid album. I don't know how much, I don't think it's going to be full of bangers, but I think it might be full of good music. So Wizkid takes my number 4. And then number 5, just based on the singles he has been dropping, I personally believe that Victony is dropping an album. So that's it. Victony is my number 5.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he's very capable of dropping one of those very, very big worldwide hits. So yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be it, man. That's my list.
All right. I'm expectant of all these guys. I think my own addition will be like Asake. And people have started like, there's this Fuji song that has been going around that I think he performed on stage that everybody has been clamoring for, which I think maybe might be his next hits. And you know him, if the thing just picks up steam like this, I'm sure he has like tracks already cooked. And again, I think we can't put it past the big 3 to drop. All Bonan is just an announcement. It's an announcement away from dropping. So I don't know. Let's see. Interesting times ahead. Let's move on to the beef edition. Everybody's beefing everywhere. I got a couple of Nigerian beef tracks. Let's start with, this one was very hot beef back then. The Kenny's Music Beef, Omode Meta by Tunde and Waka Wiki Wanga by Idris. So Omode Meta by Tunde and Plantation Boys and Waka Wiki MCs by Idris Abdul Karim. What say you?
Like they always said, Drake supporters when the beef was coming out, like when the beef was going on, they were like, "What song will you be playing in 3 years' time?"
Yeah.
What song will you be playing in 3 years' time? None of the songs have replay value. And all of a sudden, Not Just Like Us came out, and we're gonna be playing it to the end of time. So, with that being said, Omode Meta is the song that will play no matter what, no matter the year.
That was a hit song. I mean, beef song disguised as a hit. This song, like you said, I still jam it today. Yeah. So let's move on to MI. M had a couple of beefs. Like you can't. There's no way you are number one for a while that people are not going to, throw shots at you. So we had, I think, one of the biggest ones, Viper by MI and Judas the Rat by Victor. This one, when it came out, it was kind of hard to judge. People were picking sides, and both of them had points. But yeah, I'll leave it to you. Viper by MI.
Yeah, I just think Viper was just a doper song. That's just it. Yes, Victor had the actual nice punchlines, but just the song itself, song-wise, what I could listen to well, Viper was just that.
All right, Viper by MI. Let's go on to what I call, and this one is never fail, but let's go on to what I consider the best Nigerian beef song. Let me not hype it so much. Anyway, Death Blow by Mode 9 and To Whom It May Concern by Rugged Man. Let's see.
Ruggedy Baba, please just park on the side of the road. Just park on the side of the road.
I don't think I ever heard so many punchlines that made sense, connecting it to the other God. Anyways.
But Death Blow was Mode, yeah, so Mode 9, Death Blow, definitely.
Death Blow was it. This one again, like I said, M had a lot of beef. So beef by MI, and I'm not asking, but if you ask me, this was one of the funniest diss songs ever. Igwe by Kelly Handsome. He had this cartoon video that was, flogging MI, flogging Don Jazzy and D'banj, and it was just a funny. I actually like this song. I'm not gonna like it a lot, but MI came with beef. So beef by MI and Igwe by Kelly Handsome.
There's no other answer. There's beef. There's no other answer.
So it's going with beef. So let's do Omode Meta by Tunde as beef songs. They're no longer going against each other now, so we're just going song for song. Omode Meta by Tunde and Death Blow by Mode 9.
Just for the person I am, I'm going with Death Blow. Just for the person I am.
So please go with Death Blow. So let's go with two MI songs, Beef by MI and Viper by MI.
It's gotta be beef.
All right. So this is set up nicely. Two strong beef songs, Beef by MI and Death Blow by Mode 9.
Okay, now this is where it gets interesting because one of them just has straight up bars that we all love to listen to.
And when I beef Baba, it's not Ethiopia. I lost my mind.
But beef is just the song that stood the test of time. It's just a song that you can play without even. It's not even a beef song.
Clap for yourself, Kelly.
Exactly.
It's a good song. I'm never going to lie.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just go with beef. MI.
Alright, show goes with Beef by MI as the ultimate beef song. Shout out to all people beefing home and abroad. We hope you guys make up someday or before then. Continue giving us good songs. We're never mad at it. And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Afrobeats Weekly. We really hope you enjoyed it. Again, new episode of the podcast drops every Monday. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podding from. We'd love to hear from you. Use the hashtag Afrobeats Weekly. Please leave us comments, suggestions. Send your music to fanmail@afrobeatspod.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AfrobeatsPod. We will catch you in the next episode. Peace out, people. Peace out.
Peace.